before the dawn. Much like the Inquisition, Corypheus has invested great time and effort building a trusted inner circle. Samson is a former Templar, a lyrium addict, and now the leader of the Red Templars. Cullen knows Samson well and believes intercepting caravan smuggling red lyrium in the Emerald Graves could get the Inquisition closer to taking him down. So we've got some letters to find. There's also red lyrium out here. Shemlin, if you don't mind taking us. I should switch my journal. Artifacts, no. Rifts holding, no. Light a candle at the shrine. I would like to do that. Fallen sister. No, we'll go to the Verdium mine. First off, there's some red lyrium that's been spotted by the scouts. There's some kind of structure ahead. Just looks like a wall to me. Very nice. Villa Morel. Let's go. Shemlin, obviously you can't fit through here properly. Hostiles. Let's take him down. We're being shot at? Yes, we are. They're still coming. That'll hurt them. This is one of their leaders. This must be one of their main bases, actually. It's a big, big man.
One less for Fairbanks to worry about.
Wow. We've already done quite a lot to destroy the Freeman. There's a key on him, and a great axe, which is not very helpful to us. Not this party, at least. No, we were just trying to get to the red lyrium nearby. It's close. Very close. Is it through here? Use the key to open that up. See what's inside this villa. Well, if they are harboring red lyrium, that already condemns them. If they're, well, growing it, harboring it, mining it, I'm not sure what they're doing. But if they have red lyrium among them, they're definitely in league with the Red Templars and Corypheus. So they are our enemy, and we must deal with them appropriately. However, we can.
Freeman's leader should be holed up here. This place has seen better days.
These men are thugs. What do you expect?
True. It is quite a nice place, actually. Staff. Old staff. Let's see how heavy our packs are. Well, everything's...
Haven't heard anything from the plane, have you?
No, nothing recent anyway.
Some in the next room. Quiet. Hello. Good job, Solus. I like it when he freezes the enemy. It makes everything so much easier. There's paper on the floor. What does this say? Pages from Lord Marl's journal. The journal of one of the villa's former owners. The current occupants tossed it aside. Artem is the very soul of discretion. I could have a Templar to dinner, and they would be none the wiser. If the Templars haven't gone off to do maker knows what, I might try it. Valerie complains, but the Empress herself has such an advisor. Why not me? His services are useful, and no one could better ensure our security. No matter. The distractions of the city will ease her mind soon enough. Sure exactly what that is about. He had contact with the Templars before they turned Red Templar, I take it. We've come for the Red Lyrium, now we find all these guys. More of them, they keep coming and coming. Kill them, this is a very skilled fighter.
That seems to be the last of them.
I'm guessing that was the man in charge.
We've struck a blow against the Freemen.
From what we've heard, I'm not sorry to see him go.
They put up a bit of a fight, even though they were no match for us. I just need one more tome. And there it is. Red Templar orders. A letter bearing the Templar seal. Have a chat with Maleficent. Make sure everything's running smoothly. While you're there, see if any of his men might wish to volunteer their services in Empress Dulion. We could always use a few more. Be discreet. Maleficent's still useful. I doubt he'd remain so if he thinks we're stealing his soldiers. See.
Seems we interrupted their meeting with the Templars.
They weren't expecting us. Whatever they came for might still be here.
Well, we'll have to do a bit of a search then. Embrium. Oh, this place just keeps going on and on. Crystal Grace. Pretty flowers.
There must be something here.
Something over here.
Part of a key. There's a rune inscribed on it. Or part of one.
I need 2 more of those pieces. The Exalted March of the Dales. The chantry story of the Exalted March of the Dales paints a picture of the righteous, faithful arrayed against heathen savages, but I have long studied the Dales, and I find the acceptable version of the tale to be a poor one, laden with overt pro-chantry and pro-human biases. Thus it is my moral imperative to propose an alternative interpretation that the Exalted March of the Dales was nothing more than an expansionist ploy hiding behind the mask of faith. It is easy to see on any map how large the Dales are. More importantly, they stand between Orlais and the rest of the south, and would likely have represented a significant obstacle to the Empire's expansion into Ferelden. Naturally, we stood to benefit from propagating the narrative of a hostile, unreasoning people attacking innocent missionaries and making blood sacrifices of good Andrastian babies. The likely truth is that elves merely wished to maintain sovereignty over lands promised to them by Blessed Andraste herself, when the humans showed clear intent to undermine their authority. Autonomy. Of course, the elves reacted by becoming increasingly isolationist, which suited that empire perfectly. Here was a kingdom that spurned diplomatic overtures and that refused to lend aid during the Second Blight when the Darkspawn attacked Montesimard. The Dalish kingdom could not be anything but a dormant threat, one that needed to be crushed before it awoke. Scholars point the massacre at Red Crossing as the impetus for Chantry's declaration of an exalted march on the Elven Kingdom in the Dales. They conveniently ignore the fact that no one alive truly knows what happened at Red Crossing or why the elves attacked. The Chantry's response to the elven aggression that resulted in the slaughter of hundreds was predictable. But in light of my thesis, perhaps we should re-examine the events of Red Crossing and wonder if the attack was truly unprovoked, or whether it is possible that someone saw a benefit in sacrificing an entire village to justify the subjugation of an entire people. From A New Perspective on the Exalted March, a pamphlet by an autonomous author published by the University of Orlais in 912 Dragon. That was around 30 years ago. I actually can see the merit in what he had to say. The Chantry is biased. Chantry is very imperfect. It's only as good as the people who rule it. A letter to Maleficent. This is the man we just killed from the Freemen who's leading them. I'm sending men to discuss some changes. It's nothing dire. You'll find the demands perfectly reasonable. We're willing to compensate you for any inconvenience. I want our relationship to be mutually beneficial. It's been going so well, each of us with our crusades. See. Really. This must be the office of their leader. Maleficent. It's in his room. Oh, we need... This is the door that requires the key fragments. Oh, can you bash this, please, Cassandra? Thank you. Red lyrium.
Red lyrium.
They must have been smuggling it for the Templars.
Not anymore.
Mosaic piece. Another mosaic to put together. Maleficent's journals. Maleficent kept several journals. This one details the founding of the Freemen of the Dales. August and I have established outposts in the Emerald Graves. We are spreading the word to both armies. I'm sick of good Orlesian men and women dying for someone else's cause. It ends now. Orlais should belong to us, the people who defend her borders, who till her fields. If we're to fight and kill for something, let it be that. Several pages later, Templars approach us. They are not the order I knew, but they have offered weapons and gold if we help bring their supplies through the Emerald Graves. If we are to free the Dales from the grasp of the nobility, we need what they have to offer. It's a deal with the demon, but our cause is worthwhile. I don't know if your cause is fully worthwhile. If there's a civil war going on, it's worth to fight on. Choose a side and fight with it, instead of it tearing apart your kingdom. Running off and becoming bandits is no answer. A note addressed to the villa's former owner lies next to an unusual device. Lord Morrow. I pose few questions to my contacts in the White Spire. Discreetly, of course. The White Spire is the head of the Chantry. Discreetly, of course, is basically like the Divine. Discreetly, of course, lest they want the peace for themselves. From what I can gather, the device, rustically dubbed Illyrium Epirlan, is meant to restore broken runes. They are not widely used. Some suggest that if the rune were fixed to an object, the device could restore the item itself, although I was unable to confirm the truth of this. This is purely academic, as it requires a mage to function. It is nevertheless a rare piece, prized among the collections of curiosities. I trust you are pleased with the purchase. Sincerely, Emilio Faber, collection purveyor of unique... Oh no, I was thinking the white and black divine. No, it's not the Chantry, it's the mages. Place fragments. So I do believe...
Not enough.
We need to get the two other fragments first, so we'll have to search through this villa to find it. Another book. This was a very nice place before the Freemen took over. If I can get this book. Not sure why I'm having difficulties pulling it out. Okay. Book is hard to get out. Oh, there's something else over here. There's a pamphlet here. Maleficent's journals. Maleficent kept several journals. This one appears recently written. I don't know what we're doing anymore. Our hearts were pure when we started. I have to wonder if we've lost our way. The Templars are terrifying. When I speak to the Knight Captain, I feel uneasy. There is something unsettling about his eyes and voice. They keep making offers, more shipments to guard, more men to be escorted to their keep. I just... No more grousing. I can't let my doubts show. Others take their cue from me. They must stay strong. It's just for a little while longer. Then we'll get what we want. We'll be free. No, you wouldn't. You'd be more enslaved than you ever were. We found everything we could find in here. Have to keep looking outside here then. Embrium. Pretty flower. Something ahead. Oh, it's just more embrium. I saw fit to have a dead body here and they didn't even clean it up. They are thugs. Something over here. Which fire staff? Well, we can sell it. What's inside here? Private chambers. Oh, what's down here? Another key fragment. What's in this room? There could still be Freemen alive. Man, this is a beautiful bedroom and it's been ransacked. Sexuality in Thetis. What I find most interesting is that despite the lack of open discussion on matters of human sexuality, there is commonality to be found on the subject in all Andrastian lands. Typically, one's sexual habits are considered natural and separate from matters of procreation, and only among the nobility, where procreation involves issues of inheritance, and the union of powerful families is it considered of vital importance. Yet even there, a noble who has done their duty to their family might be allowed to pursue their own sexual interests without raising eyebrows. The view on indulging lust with a member of the same gender varies from land to land. In Orlais, it is considered a quirk of character and nothing more. In Ferelden, it is a matter of scandal, if done indiscreetly, but otherwise nothing noteworthy. In Tevinter, it is considered selfish and deviant behavior among nobles, but actively encouraged with favored slaves. Interesting. Nowhere is it forbidden, and sex of any kind is only considered worthy of judgment when taken to awful excess or performed in the public eye. Public sex is frowned upon, but anything else. It's from Brother Genitivi. Yes, of course the Tevinters will be able to do whatever they want to their slaves. Mostly elven slaves. I wonder if there are any Kunari slaves that Tevinters have. There probably are. Would they submit to such a thing and not take their own lives first? The fire's still going in this room. Hunter coat of arms schematic. Oh, here's another book. I guess I can pick this one up. Liddy Merle's diary. So it's the diary of one of the villa's former owners. The current occupants toss it roughly aside. All this fuss over Gaspard and Celine. So Gaspard basically is revolting from Empress Celine. He's a duke, if I remember correctly. That's where the civil war in Orlais is coming from. The talk was amusing enough. Now we hear of conflicts between the Imperial Army and the soldiers supporting that usurper. The thought of them coming here is frightful. Mother is right. Our most fashionable acquaintances will summer in the city. We should do the same. Raymond is stubborn, of course. All his little tricks and trinkets are here. I indulge his eccentricities, mostly to annoy Mother, but we cannot have everything sent to Val Royal on such short notice. He does insist we keep Artem on. He refuses to do without the man's services. I suppose he views Artem as another piece of his collection. Still, such devotion to a servant. This place just keeps going. It's large. It must have been something to see when it was still cared for properly. Although, like I said, a lot of things in Orlais especially are just so excessive. Fereldans don't live like this. Even the nobility in Ferelden don't. Look at the mural on the ceiling. They live extravagantly. Now, they don't have slaves in Orlais. They have servants, close enough. They pay them next to nothing. A lot of them are elves, actually. Let's open this. Did we bypass this? I think we did. We went that way. So we'll have to go this way now. Keeping an eye out. That's leaving. Keeping an eye out for that last key fragment. It's the dining hall. Well, there's the Empress right there. I've seen this painting of her like this before. It's actually a very famous painting. Empress Celine. Well, we're to go meet her actually at the ball coming up, in the months coming up. Belt, amulet, things to go sell. Spider totem. Leather, scales. What's this? Maleficent's journals. Maleficent kept several journals. This one spans the time Maleficent spent as a sergeant in the Imperial Army. I see Laurent's death in my mind all the time. The man who killed her, one of the usurper's soldiers, was familiar. I wouldn't be surprised if I once shared a drink with him. Isn't that how it is now? Brother against brother? Are you calling Duke Gaspard the usurper, I guess? The priests tell me to remember Laurent's life, not her death, so I try to recall years past, the countless times she saved me, the day we first met, when I was a young recruit who almost pissed himself at her barked orders. Because of her, I learned discipline and control. She instilled in me a pride in what we did. She taught me how to use a sword. More importantly, she taught me how to keep it sheathed. She was fearless, strong, regal, and she was cut down like a common peasant by someone who we may have once known. Will anyone remember her? Well, Celine. Some pages later. There is a new soldier in our battalion, Gordian. He's an odd fellow with an accent I can't place, like he spent time in the marches. Doesn't matter. In the end, he's been a comfort, listening to me about those who died. He also lost friends in Celine's war, and he's tired, like we are. He said a very wise thing. There is no war without soldiers. The Empress can't wage her war if we refuse to fight. Orlais should belong to the Orlesians. I don't know exactly that much about the politics between the two groups, Duke Gaspard and Empress Celine, but I suppose I'm going to have to familiarize myself with that pretty quickly, considering I may be meeting her. This is where they split another key. Okay, we need to assemble the key. They split it with a pickaxe, it looks like. A chest to loot. Amulet. Some gold. Spindleweed. Embryum and leather. More loot. Fur. Scales. I'm not sure. Have we been this way? Yeah, we came through there, but I'm not sure. Did we go this way? Probably not. Okay, so let's go back. Out of my way, please. Sack right here to loot. Silk. Oh. Servants' quarters, I take it. Fire's still going. Well, the owner was driven out long ago. Hopefully not by the Freemen. Maybe they just abandoned it. A servant's letter. A neatly penned note addressed to the villa's former owner. My lord, everything is in order for your departure. I've granted leave to all non-essential staff and arranged transportation for the time you requested. I've taken the liberty of securing the more valuable items in your personal storeroom. I trust you will find everything to your satisfaction. Artem. Maybe the storeroom, this is not what the Freemen have done. Maybe it's the original owner, but it seems like the owner and all the staff departed before this place was ransacked. You would think they would have left guards here, but maybe that's the bodies still left. Maybe these were the servants. Unfortunate. You can't leave a place like this unguarded, especially with thieves and bandits running around in this time of trouble. Oh, back in the study. Does it really need to be so enormous? I said the extravagance, and this is out in the woods. Oh, yes, sorry, we need to put the key together, which will take place in this room. Hopefully I can be able to do it. Place the fragments here. Okay, we have it. When in doubt, use my magical abilities. And it opens.
So, here's where they kept the good stuff.
Well, I see no harm in taking what we can use. An Orlesian banner crown. Amulet. Corrupting room. Let's see what's in these sacks. We're gonna need a place to sell all these things. Our packs are starting to get heavier. I would like a large amount of gold, but a small amount would do too. Battlemaster mail. I'll have to go visit the smithy when I get back to Skyhold Keep. So that's it for this entire place. We've been all through it. So let's go see if we can't help is it Fairbanks and his people. Oops. Now, this place has seen better days. I'm sure the servants who remained were cut down. But at least it will, the owners will be able to return and set it right, whenever that'll be. I don't agree with living in such extravagance. I feel guilty with my current place on the top of Skyhold Keep, but apparently I'm the Inquisitor. I must have the best place. It was decided for me. But as extravagant as my place is, it's nowhere near as excessive as a lot of the way these Orlesian nobles live. I can't imagine how the Empress lives. That's probably, that entire place we just went through is probably one of her bedrooms. 50 servants each room. Alright, so we have more to look forward to. There's a landmark we can claim down there, and there's even a camp we can claim nearby. So, we have a lot of work ahead of us, and we'll have to begin soon enough.
To the